Now, the other reason people are not able to speak could be because there is an issue with a region of the brain that is needed to convert thoughts into speech. Now, this is often the case with autism or aphasia, which results from a stroke, for example. Now, let me explain. Suppose I asked you, what did you have for breakfast this morning? In your mind, you recall the image of a cup of coffee and the image of a piece of toast, for example. Then your brain converts those images into words and you say, I had a cup of coffee and a piece of toast. But what if your brain wasn't able to convert those images into words, which is the case with autism and aphasia, among other conditions? So you wouldn't be able to verbally respond to the questions because you couldn't take those images and convert that into sounds. You wouldn't be able to find the words that some people say because your brain is struggling to match the image of a cup of coffee, for example, with the appropriate sound, coffee. So the response may not make any sense. And this is where a software program like TalkTablet makes all the difference. The user simply selects what they want to say by touching the images that represent the word or words that they want to say, and TalkTablet speaks them out verbally.
I had a cup of coffee and piece of toast. I had a cup of coffee and piece of toast.
So TalkTablet makes it possible for the user to convert their thoughts into speech by simply touching the symbols that represent the word or phrase that they want to speak, and TalkTablet speaks it out. Now, the images or pictures you put on these buttons can be anything you want. You can use your own photographs or images saved from the internet or wherever and put them on the buttons. And that is great. You'll find countless images of people, places, and things to put on TalkTablet's buttons. But what you won't find in your photos or on the internet are images that represent the words that are needed to correctly construct a phrase. Words like want or need or take or go or when or where, tomorrow or things like that. There are literally thousands of words and phrases, and each of them require their own unique image or symbol to be used on a button to represent that word. And those are not on the internet. Fortunately, TalkTablet includes the industry standard Symbol Sticks Communications Symbol Library. It's a long word, but it includes over 30,000 images, and they represent virtually every word in the English language, and French and Italian and many others. So there's a symbol for every word you could possibly use. You don't have to search the internet for that. So there you go. If you know someone who has trouble speaking, where they have an inability to produce voice output, or they have voice output, but they have an issue with finding the right words in order to communicate, such as with autism or aphasia, TalkTablet is a solution for both.